So this was announced a little while ago and just finally became available, but we have the latest Google Chromecast reincarnated as the Google TV streamer here, and this is in the porcelain colorway. I'm actually super excited for this as a person whose household is full of Nest appliances and plenty of displays, plenty of Google TVs. We have felt that they've gotten very slow. They've never been fast, so to speak, but the promise of this, even though it's a lot bigger in size, gives us hope for the future of Google TV as a standalone platform, let alone being built into other television sets, which is pretty common nowadays. So for a little under $100, this might be the way to go. I'll throw those affiliate links up down below if you so choose to pick one up. But for now, let's unbox it and set it up. So as you can tell, and what'll become obvious reasons as we unbox this, this packaging looks nothing like the Chromecasts before it. It actually feels very cardboardy, but it is a lot larger than what it used to be. However, as you can see, it does show you a silhouette basically of the new streamer, as well as that new remote control that I am super excited for. Some of these tweaks should make it a lot more easy to use, specifically that volume rocker. But on the side, as you can see, it just says Google TV Streamer. You have a somewhat unique pull tab here that we'll get to in a second, Google TV Streamer, and just some regulatory information on the back. Obviously, yes, this is 4K capable, so that's good to see built in. There is not a non-4K version like the Chromecast before it. So, like we said, there is a simple pull tab here that's a little unique because what happens is you open it up and it actually pulls that tab below. So after you do that, you can simply slide out the packaging, and of course we did it upside down, but it is covered and all you have to do is peel that back. So in the box here, as you can tell, you have that little bit longer remote control, no volume buttons on the side anymore since they have relocated them right here. Your mic button, YouTube and Netflix has not changed, power, and a favorites button now. That is good to have added. Everything else looks very comparable. Aside from that, you have your batteries separate to put in the remote to get ready for pairing, and you do have your wall brick. It is a USB-A wall brick for this end and a USB-C end for the actual streamer itself, as you can see here. It's always interesting to see why some companies actually stay with the old times and not just make it USB-C to USB-C, but to be quite honest with you, this looks like the same wall brick that's been around for a number of generations now with Chromecasts. And then obviously the star of the show, the streamer itself, and it looks noticeable but kind of forgettable. It's meant to actually go underneath your TV instead of being hidden behind it like the Chromecast of past, but you can see a couple of actual inputs here, HDMI, your Ethernet cable, USB-C port, and your, I believe, a pairing button. So that's it, little grippy bottom here. Not too much else to the unboxing experience. You have your typical reading materials, but I'm sure there's not going to be too much into this. As you can tell here, regular regulatory information. We're going to go ahead and plug this in and come right back. So we're going to go ahead and start it up right now. We're going to press the button, and allegedly it does start up a lot quicker than it did in years past. And definitely there was no load to that. It took longer to put the TV on than actually get something loaded. So let's jump into YouTube and kind of see what we get from here now. Okay, that was again pretty quick. Let's go back home. Let's jump around to Netflix. I'm not signed in yet, but let's see how quick it does load up. So taking a few seconds here, this seems to be about on par with last gens. Let's go ahead and go back home after this loads if it asks me to sign in. Let's jump around to Disney Plus, and then we'll go to Free Play to see how that operates. So you can see it was offering to sign me up if I wanted, or sign me in, I should say. That was nice. Okay, let's jump into Free Play and actually load up a TV station. Turn the volume down, and let's just go to Antiques Roadshow. So You can see that is actually moving along pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and use a voice request. What's the weather in Orlando, Florida? So that loaded up pretty quick. I clicked view forecast, and that is pretty impressive, I do have to say. Not bad at all. So let's go back home. Let's actually look at some of the other settings and how long it takes to load these menus. And one thing I can tell you right off the bat, it is moving so much smoother than it has in the past. There is hardly any lag. It literally looks almost night and day, and that's something you don't hear very often from a jump in products like this. I'm actually pretty impressed. So just jumping all around, still Android 14 on here. Let's go back home. Jump into something on cable here. Let's go back to, pardon the interruption. Let's see if it'll keep me automatically signed in. It did. So that was about on par with what it's done in the past, but it is definitely a smoother operation. Now I do want to show you lastly a comparison between this remote and the old Chromecast one. So here again is that new Google TV streamer remote, and here is the old Chromecast remote. And you can see there is a substantial difference in size here. However, what they did again to cause, I guess, the need to elongate this is moving those volume buttons from the side that were kind of inconvenient back to the front of the actual face of the remote. So while it is bigger, you are getting a little bit more benefits there. And a lot of people are going to want to just purchase this remote, and Google actually did just make it a standalone purchase for, I think, 20 bucks for the remote itself on the Google Store if you so wish to pick one up. I will say, if you just buy the remote to go with the old Chromecast, now that's lowering the price of this whole package to only $80. So for $80 more, I would always recommend picking this up over just the remote. But that's just my point of view. Let us know in the comments down below, what do you think about the new Google TV Streamer 4K? Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.